Alright, hello, what's up today? Today, working on my 1998 Volkswagen T4, was a panel van. I've built it into a camper van, so a home built thing, stuck one window on one side, because I've got cabinets and stuff down the other side, and I thought it's nice if not everybody realises it's a camper though. It's starting to look less just like a panel van because I keep adding stupid bits like checkers down the side or a checkered front panel. So the problem with it today is, anyway, it's in for MOT. It's got sticky handbrake cables. So these are the rear ones. Just go down to the rear. This is disc brake on the rear. So slightly different if you have drum brakes. But anyway, first job first. Get the wheels slacking off, get the back end jacked up. You can do it with the wheels on, but it definitely gives you a bit easier access, and you're able to see in around a bit better. It's underneath now. This is your caliper. This is your handbrake cable coming in down under here. It's held on with a wee retainer clip here. There's a ball on the end. Goes onto this actuator arm, so when you pull the handbrake, this gets pulled down. Pushes your caliper out, handbrake's on. You see it runs underneath where there is another clip here where it keeps heading on forward of your axle, where it goes into this wee bracket here and on up to here. So this is actually where it's linked on to, heads on up towards your handbrake lever, obviously. So quite simple, not too bad. Normally you can get these off without having to take everything apart. You can normally get the wee ball off if you get a pair of pliers or something to pull down on this. Then you just slip the wee ball out, you pull this wee bracket off, everything should come out right and easy. I'll just go grab a wee pair of pliers now. I'm gonna try it with a pair of vice grips here because I think it'll be easier one-handed. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing, so I'm gonna try and get these nipped on just onto the edge here where I'll be able to push down in this arm. There you go now, you can see I'm gonna push down in this arm, which then creates a bit of slack. Around the wee ball I'll probably need both hands because I'll need to push it down a wee bit harder, but should be easy enough. There, push down that wee arm, create a bit of slack, and pull the wee ball out. Now it's a matter of undoing this clip, which should let the entire cable pull out this way. Just get a, don't even know if the pliers will get in there, normally long flathead screwdriver, pull it down, I'll ping out. If you come forward to the middle of your axle, see the cable coming from the front. You give yourself a bit of slack. This is your sort of handbrake tensioner as such. So you can take a bit of the slag out of the lines. It is. Stick a pair of vice grips on this bit. Run this wee nut back. You'll see that there is a wee spring that goes from it to the wee bar. Just hangs from this wee bracket here. Just screws on. If you wind that back, I'll give you plenty of slack in the lines, that makes it easier to get that wee ball off the arm. It'll work one-handed, left hand too. Oh, and there it goes. Should just be a matter of pulling this out through. Normally the rubber has expanded and it makes that a bit awkward, but if you work at it, you'll be able to get it feed out through. There we are. Just pulled this bit of rubber forward off this wee neck, create a bit more space, so then when you pulled it through, you could squeeze the rubber to get through the wee hole, which you'll see just there. And then it's just a matter of doing the same, keep working your way forward, undoing the clips, pulling it through until we get to the front. There we go, there's another one of those clips. That's alright, going all blurry. See if we can do it one-handed again. left hand. Not my best. Is it gonna go? Or is it gonna jam one side? And away it goes. Once again, this one should just pull it to the side because it's actually not full hook. And we have this one here at the front, which should actually pull back the way. Oh, that's nice and rusty and crusty, of course. That's a Volkswagen T4, so they all look as if they've been on the bottom of the Atlantic for about 40 years. What way are you going to come? Yeah, so should be able to pull this one back enough that we should get to the skinny bit, and it should just pull downwards out of that. And then you'll see here, it's just like a wee S-bend for this. It's not too bad at all, but in order to get enough slack for that, you need to pull this out first. Just to prove that everything's not always perfectly easy, my handbrake cable's actually just so swollen and frayed down this end, it's not allowing it to go back in through the liner far enough for me to pull it back through just to make that slip out. So what I'm going to probably end up doing is just probably cut this. Like, it doesn't matter, I've got a full new cable there for it anyway. There we go. Got it off, and I'll having to cut one end off. It was just so seized. You can see it's not letting that through there, whereas like, you can see how easy moving a new cable is and how far in it will tuck in, and yeah, compared, all it takes is a wee extra centimetre. Quick check, just make sure it's of a similar length to the one that came out of it, just in case you've got like a long wheelbase version. Although I do think both long wheelbase and short wheelbase in this uses these same cables. And it's just a matter of doing the exact same in the reverse. So pull that on through a bit. This wee S-bend actually goes. It's hard to show. It's up and through. Hold still. Up and through like that, and then pull this one back far enough, get a bit of slack, you can push it through the gap. So that's how that should have came out instead of cutting it, but there you go. And then start just working your way down, like pushing this big rubber grommet back into this, ready for a clip to go around it again. Pretty simple. Just work your way back the exact same way you came forwards. Again, underneath again. Just a matter of, it's a wee bit fiddly, but feeding it back through again. I find if you pop the rubber off and let it go first, then push the plastic up and down, and then pop the rubber back on, makes life a bit easier. Feed it up and round the back while you're pushing down. Put the ball into the wee hook, I'll hold it all, then go work your way back, put on your clips. Now, not gonna lie to you, to get it back in, it is a bit awkward. Vice grips on the end of that, push it down, then when you get the ball sitting up in there, get a screwdriver as you have that pulled down and pull it out like that, jam it, and then pull it down in. It's the only way I can describe it, but basically try and do a reverse of what you did to take it out, and it should go back in. Rinse and repeat this for the other side, and your handbrake cables are done. Here comes the concession of do as I say, not as I do. These are meant to come under the axle, not over the axle, so I'm going to have to fix that. There you go, problem rectified. Why I thought it came over, I don't know. Heads away with it, but anyway, rectified. Comes in underneath and up in. Look how nice and smooth it is compared to that bloody angle I had it at. I don't know. I had to tighten this fill up again. See vice grips on the hard part of the cable. Wee 10mm spanner. Gonna have to hold that, but tighten it up. Basically what you want to do is tighten it up to the point that it takes the slack out of the cables but it's not engaging the calipers any. Also, you'll know if you go and pull your handbrake. Your handbrake, you want it to go to maybe 4 or 5 clicks, probably 5 clicks. And that should have any sort of play and too much slack taken out of it. There you go, that's it. For me, that's where about it is. For you, depends how stretched your cable, front cable and all is. Depends how much you have to ratchet in, but anyway. This is the wee kind of thing, a return spring, but it's not very strong, so I doubt it's really actually for returning on. It's probably just to take a bit of the bounce out of stuff. But you just screw that wee end on there. I like to run it up to the nut because then it'll kind of act like a wee bit of a locking nut as well. Up like that, nice and tight. And then your spring stretches things onto that. It's not hugely strong, so I really doubt it's actually probably just to take a bit bounce out of things, but that'll be fine. Right, now for cleaning up underneath this and getting a wild lot of MOT in a can around it. Like, it's actually, it's solid, it's just absolutely covered in surface rust. Like, the camera definitely makes it look so much worse than it actually looks in real life. It's unbelievable, but yeah. Fun. Plenty of surface rust, but we'll get a bit of a brush around it and go mad.